Hmm. Oh, what are these facial expressions? Yeah, there we go. Well, good evening and selamat petang, everyone. It is I, Nick Sulaiman, back from the dead, apparently, for not streaming in quite a while. Your friendly neighborhood eternal college student, and joining me for tonight's podcast is none other than VSAM's very own Marco Machina. Take it away.
Resident Crackhead, Marco Machina here. Your, professional fanfic reader, your Minecraft most unexperienced player.
Professional
That's who I am.
fiction reader.
Hell yeah, that's who I am.
That is indeed. Fuck it. Like, professional fanfiction reader. Right. So. Alright. So as all of you may have noticed from the title of tonight's podcast, yes, attack on autism. No, we are not going to assault kids that are on the blue bus.
We're not.
No, we're not. No, we're like the only autism that's being attacked is our very own.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So, before we begin, Marco, aside from all of that, what kind of person would you say you are?
I would say I'm it's hard for me to socialize. I guess it's like I can social, but only in certain like points of view, which in turn could actually happen with my Asperger's, which I have. Not Asperger's, guys. Asperger's is a something of autism, I guess.
I wouldn't call it a something. It's kind of like it's kind of like if like another name for another aspect of the spectrum, I suppose.
Yeah, it's another aspect of the spectrum. That's what it is.
And yes, hello Kiwami, Aurora, and Arman Aliwin. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you all had dinner because we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, we're going to be here for a while, so, strap up. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you're wondering why autism, first off, I feel like it's a topic that at least here in our neck of the woods in good old Malaysia, it's not something that's talked about often enough. That and when it comes to the general world as a whole, people normally associate autism with the image of, say, Rain Man or CWC at worst. But
yeah, especially.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing about autism spectrum, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that even though it's called a spectrum, it's a bit of a misnomer because that implies it goes from left to right. At least in my own experience, autism is like a color wheel. It's like a color wheel, and whatever aspect of it you get is determined by a buckshot, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I guess it's something where autism is something that many people say they understand, but they don't understand. Especially here in Malaysia, it's something that we just put under just OKU. Well, technically, it's not just autism. We put a lot of things just under OKU to make things simpler. But then as well, which means that there's a lot of things. So if you say we have like diabetes or something, people just put like, oh, it says OKU in it, right? So just like there are many versions of it. It's like type 1 and type 2. It's like no one actually like really like finds out like what part is that. Same with autism.
Oh
like,
my god!
Like, oh yeah,
you went there.
Yes, I'm making that comparison. So it's just like,
oh my god.
I guess the problem with here that we should talk about more is many people don't understand the different types of certain disabilities. Like for me, I have ADHD and dyslexia on top of my Asperger's as well, which means I lose focus a lot. I have I don't know how does one doing how does one even read nonverbal communication or social interaction. At the same time, I can't really read that well. I can read, but I can't usually write. That's the problem. But if you can tell this to somebody, they're just gonna put them as, if you say in the most simplest of words in Malaysia, we use it I guess chat. We just put it as just in that single word. But we don't really try to know more for the fact that it's either we're lazy or we just couldn't be bothered by it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, pretty much spot on because much like Marco here, I too have the big A, the autism, the autismos, the Aspergers, and this is something that I have suspected for quite a while, especially looking back at the difficulties I've had growing up and spending time in school. I didn't really have friends. Any friends I thought I had didn't really stick around for long, or join in on the bullying. But once I've once I got that diagnosis, suddenly everything makes a lot more sense now. Yeah, because way back in the day when Nix was still a tiny child, when he took a while to eventually get up and about and walk and talk, unlike the other kids. But that would be a bit normal. But he would also respond to questions like, "What is your name?" with "Nix is very happy." On top of all that, there's also all of the inabilities to read social cues. He had to be told that when walking, you have to swing your arms. If not, you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Terminator.
Yeah.
Or that if you want to talk to someone, you have to make eye contact, and eye contact is the most difficult thing in the world. Especially now that I know what I have, it becomes something of you become self-conscious about it. You become aware that you have this sort of aversion to making eye contact, and you don't know why.
But once you found out, you say you found it out way later than before.
Yes, I found.
Would you do?
Sorry.
Like, would you say it gives you a sort of relief? At least you know what's going on, and you're not just crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Forgive my language to all of those who are a bit more, I'd say, Twitter friendly, but I thought it was just dumb, right? I was just capital R retarded. Because sure, Nix was young Nix growing up was really good academically. He's really good academics. Science, maths. While he suffered through a bit of it, he could do it. But for some goddamn reason, right, he cannot understand people. Why is it that this person whose parents keep telling him that he's a genius and whatnot, and he's so smart, but he can't make a single proper friend. He always has to be told, social interaction things that should be normal. It's when you make eye contact with someone, you should smile, or if you are happy, you should also smile. That sort of thing.
And that is the thing that many people will always say, is that if you see someone, always try to smile. But it's smiling is a thing that what your emotions go through. Sometimes when people who have Asperger's or autism, they don't even know what their emotions going through, so they can't really understand that sort of factor.
Yeah, exactly. And for the longest time, I didn't understand anything. I only reason I even found out was I decided to seek counseling in my campus during my first year of university for something completely different, and the counselor pretty much said, "Yeah, I suspect you have autism." I was like, "Wait, what?"
Did you ever go through tests though, like any sort of test to actually check
Yeah,
if it's not just
I did go through like some preliminary tests, although the more conclusive, in-depth sort of testing I could not afford. Yeah, and so while my status as someone with autism might not be as concrete as, and let's say, someone who actually, has been medically tested for it, but at least doing those preliminary tests and looking through all of the childhood signs that all the childhood signs like of autistic children growing up, I pretty much checked most, if not all, of the boxes.
yeah, it's gonna like, well, that's how usually people usually find out and stuff. As for me, they put me through a test, a very intrusive test, to just see if whatever they say is true. It was painful for the fact that it's for a person who has ADHD, you being stuck in a small room with nothing to
Oof.
do, really bothers you. It bothers you so much to the point where you're just like, why am I still here? I should be doing something else. But you get distracted a lot. But I guess that is how they try to find out that I have ADHD and all my certain autistic parts.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's of course like the main common aspect of autism that everyone across the spectrum shares, regardless of how Rain Man or how low key autistic you are. It's pretty much the obsession with something.
Ugh,
There's always an obsession with something. I remember when I was a lot younger, right? Dinosaurs were my jam.
Oh man, that's what the shit, man. I swear.
Yeah, like I would pour through entire books of just dinosaurs, and I would remember, and I would remember, for the most part, like what dinosaur it was, what it was called, how to spell its name, where it was found.
Exactly.
Yeah, where
Have you watched Walking with Dinosaurs before?
dude.
Walking with
Yo,
Dinosaurs was
my
like
favorite,
was like
my favorite episode.
my favorite show.
My
like
favorite,
the BBC.
my favorite episode was was the ocean one, the Jurassic.
Oh yeah, the ocean where they showed the what was it, the Plesiosaurus?
Yeah, there was a plesiosaurus, the ichthyosaurs, and then of course my personal favorite, the Diplodocus.
Oh yeah, Dinopterodon is like really really cool. I remember because I remember all the periods and during the early times of doing the dinosaur parts, like the Cretaceous periods where the T-Rex and all were there. Then let me see what else. I forgot. I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
the
So
names of the earliest thing.
so
I guess
Aurora, you
I'm
also
more
like Dino
towards
Rangers. Sorry, I was just looking at the chat, and Aurora
oh
freaking
yeah,
love Dino
Dino
Rangers, but
Rangers,
he's
that's also-
obsessed with history.
Yeah.
And yes, water dinos freaked. Well, kind of
Exactly.
freaky.
Yeah, I remember. Yes, there was the tree period, I guess, of the Mesozoic era.
Yeah, the Mesozoic.
There was the Triassic.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was Jurassic, and then there's the Cretaceous.
Yes.
Which my favorite was the Jurassic, just because my favorite dinosaur of all time is the Brachiosaurus, just because he was a huge ass long neck. I love long neck dinosaurs. I thought they're always like the coolest looking dinosaurs.
You must really like the Argentinosaurus then, because I think
Oh
it
yeah,
boasts the
it was
longest neck.
Yeah, it was the longest neck, and there's one more where it's not that big, but the neck length is just amazingly long. I'm trying to remember the name. It's like under the whole sauropods.
Oh yeah, it's under sauropods. Okay, there's the Diplodocus.
Yeah. Diplodocus, and then there was something else with an A. I'm trying to remember. It's like
Okay.
it was another it was
Apatosaurus.
I would call it Apatosaurus. There we go. It's like the humpback whale of giant creatures because it's very much in general. Then there was I think I remember, was it, oh goodness gracious, there was this really tiny one. I think it was called a Europarasaurus. It
Ah,
was like a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
tiny long neck. Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was like a,
So you were into
it was
long
really,
necks.
really
I
cool.
was pretty much into the huge carnivores, like the Spinosaurus, my personal favorite.
A- Allosaurus.
No, no, not the
What about
Allosaurus,
the
the
Allosaurus?
Spinosaurus.
Spinosaurus, but about the Allosaurus though, he's basically like a miniature version of the T Rex, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
actually really fast.
I know, really fast, tiny T-Rex.
Yeah.
Which kind of bothers me, like nowadays, especially when they said that that dinosaurs probably had feathers back in the day. Which
So
which re-
yeah,
which,
it's
real
just
which
like
really
they're
messed
just giant chickens.
which really messed me up at the age of, I don't know, 20.
20.
I'm
Dang.
like, wait, T-Rex with feathers? No. I can't live with that.
T-Rex is feathers. These basically what my favorite dinosaur is just a giant chicken.
So
But I don't
so
know if you,
so
if
Kiwami
like,
then.
since you're a big, yes, it's just, so yeah, Kiwami's just a T-Rex. That's what he is.
Yes.
He's basically just Godzilla.
Ah,
All right, next.
yes.
I wonder if you know this whole shindig before this. Have you ever heard about the story of the iguanodon and how much they messed up their design because they
Oh,
keep
yes,
finding
yes,
new
yes,
parts
yes,
of
yes,
it?
yes, yes, I remember.
They thought that their form was actually from the nose, but actually is a thumbnail. Thumbnail. Yeah, I
Hey.
guess. Yeah, like the iguanodon really kind of changed a bit of how dinosaurs should look like, because everybody thought they're just giant like lizards from the old age and stuff. But then they just like, wow, dinosaurs actually did stood up.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Although as I grew older, my obsessions then shifted to the ocean in general. Like I was really obsessed with like ocean life and for some reason volcanoes. I really wanted to become a
You know,
volcanologist back then.
I wanted to be a marine biologist back then, but I was afraid of the ocean. I was so obsessed of knowing more about whales. I like mammals.
Ah,
Like, I remember looking at a sperm whale once, and I thought it was the coolest, looking thing. I didn't know what a sperm whale means back then, so I thought like, wow, sperm whale, this looks bloody badass. He kills like squids and stuff.
yeah, it eats giant squid.
Then older Marco just saw like a whale exploding
Ah,
video by accident, and it scarred him for life. It's like, oh no.
Oh, no.
So that means like whales explodes when they're out of the ocean. So,
poor old Marco.
oh man, that was just pain.
Oh, that was pain. That was
Oh
pain.
yeah.
By the way, like while we're still on the topic of autism, like, have you ever had to do like what I think the doctors called it stimming?
Stimming. What's that?
Basic
Never tried it.
basically it's like any like physical tick that you do in order to like keep yourself calm or whatever. Like it can be something as minor as like like messing around with your fingers or as as obvious as flapping your arms around, that sort of thing.
I'm actually doing it right now. I just noticed I'm actually doing it right now.
Yeah,
I tend to just
it's another one of those things that you become insanely self-aware when someone points out.
it's like I'm doing it right now, which is I have a USB stick like right on my, I'm holding it right now,
Oh my
and
god.
and he has this thing where it's a retractable one, and I'm like retracting detracting. I don't know what you call that. Like basically just make it go up and down.
Ah,
I usually do that when I'm like bored. You get distracted easily, so you're just like, whew.
yes, Aurora.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
like a
Aurora.
USB
USB stick.
Yeah, so I'm like just like flipping up and down this like Kingston USB. It's not even a USB stick. It's basically a SD card adapter, but it's retractable, so it's kind of cool.
Ooh, a
So
retractable SD
those
card
are one of
reader.
my one of my ticks is as well is I tend to how do you say, I tend to scratch my jaw a lot.
Ah,
Even though it's not itching, I kind of like to grab my jaw and just like kind of like grab it. Like I'm, it's like I'm holding someone else's jaw, but I'm just grabbing it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. For me, it's always the either like it's pretty much the like I don't know, like twisting my fingers around, sometimes even my toes.
Oh yeah, that's a very common tick.
Yeah, it is pretty common. Yeah, but I guess it has one, I guess it has one downside to being a high functioning autistic person, or the old term for it is having Asperger's, is that you are autistic enough that it affects your life in a major way, but not too autistic that people would be
Same
more understanding.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get what I mean, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I get it because it's like, wow, you can talk. He's like, of course I can talk. Like, what the hell do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's just the other parts. Like, for me, another thing that Asperger's actually made me is slurring my words.
Ah,
I guess it's not because of Asperger's. It's because of all the things I have, like ADHD and dyslexia. It makes me like slur my words a lot. You sometimes because your brain, I
mhm.
guess, goes faster than your mouth. You just forget what your mouth is supposed to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's just say, easiest way to put it: your mouth has input lag. Your mouth
Why
literally
like
has
this?
input lag.
And hello, Hamano Kazakira. Welcome to the podcast. We are. You just came in right on time. We're talking.
Oh, hello there, Kazi.
You have walked in on two autistic boys, reminiscing about what it's like to be autistic.
Yeah, so it's like, sometimes when you talk, your brain just wants to say all of these things that's in your head right now, but your mouth can't even do it just
Yeah,
because you're lagging.
pretty much. Like my brain does something similar, but instead of slurring my speech, it does this thing where it takes a while to process information. Like if someone says anything, it takes a while for it to process, and then maybe 10 minutes later, and maybe 10 minutes later, I feel compelled to answer the thing that was being asked 10 minutes ago. I feel like I think it's called echolalia, like the professional medical term for it. Although I would actually just
Yeah.
call it, what you coined it, input lag.
Yeah, it's just input lag. That's basically what it is. Another thing as well is that we have a thing that we repeat the things that we repeat.
Oh my god,
A
yes,
certain like
yes.
yeah, we tend to
Yes.
repeat certain things that we do. People, unless we feel like those like you did that so many times. Like really, I thought it was something new. I was like, it's people be like, okay, I eat the same meal every single day. People be like, is that boring? Like to us, it's like, I don't know. It's just like it's normal. It's like
Yeah,
we tend to
I know. Like
we
even
tend to be okay with repetitive behavior. It's like if we had to go through these type of things for our whole lives, we wouldn't even notice it.
I know. I mean, even my fashion sense IRL, like my entire wardrobe is mainly black or white. And it feels really uncomfortable. Um, at the suggestion that I wear something that isn't black or white.
Exactly.
Like like you get it right. It's like I wouldn't say it's physical repulsion, but it's like this very innate sense of discomfort.
It is, especially another thing that I guess the hardest thing for us, right, is when people say you feel me or you get me. It's like your brain just like it's hard for us to understand. It's not that we're cold. It's hard for us to decode things.
Yes.
So when somebody asks us to like their emotions and stuff, it's hard for us to understand. It's not that we're trying to be dicks that we don't want to understand. We just can't understand people
Yeah, I know.
that easily.
We like it's not like we're heartless, like automatons or anything like that. It's just how we are.
That's just how we are. We always want to try to understand somebody. Like why did you understand me or something like. it's kind of hard because in our minds it works a bit different because we tend to just see things straight on. We're basically like a horse is just going straight. We don't know how to go left or right. We don't know what's going on. Especially another thing is that what am I going to say? What else? I guess is when we tend to just we tend to not understand how emotions are, but when it comes to our own emotions, right? We tend to just explode with emotions. We wouldn't even know.
Yes.
Like it's not intentional. It's just how our minds do. We sometimes like it's hard. It's not like something that you could control. It's something that it's already a disorder that has been here for so long. It's not like you just had it like, oh shit, I got I got contracted with autism. You don't get contracted. It's how your mind is already is, you know. How your
Yeah.
mind already is.
It's how your mind already is, right? And in a way it's also frustrating that it's not really cannot, we find it difficult to understand the feelings of others because I feel like we of all people would know that feeling of frustration when people don't understand how we feel.
Exactly.
Ah.
It's and I guess another thing that I found out about people who have Asperger's like me is we tend to do this one thing that I notice. We tend to join like conversations, but we don't talk. We just like to observe and how we could remember. Okay, this is the thing about people who has ADHD. I don't know about Asperger's.
Okay.
Is we tend to notice people's certain quirks, and we will always remember that. We will never forget what you guys do. Say your thing is you like to say one joke. Then about 10 years later, we haven't talked to each other for so long, I could probably still remember the joke and tell you that. You'd be like, wow, wait, what? I forgot about that. I guess it's not that we forget things, we remember really unnecessary things.
Oh yeah, definitely. For me, that pretty much applies to directions. Like if you gave me a map and told me to navigate, I'd probably still be able to navigate, but it'd probably take me a lot less. Like, it'd probably take me a lot more time than if I were to say, go down the same route myself and then point out all of the quote-unquote landmarks that I have categorized in my head. And by landmarks, I don't mean things that are as obvious as that bank over there or the KLCC Twin Towers, that sort of thing. No, pretty much stuff like turn left at that stop sign with the weird graffiti. That sort of thing.
Right. It's hard for us to actually like know things, but we know what are we trying to say. It's when we want to explain to somebody. It's like we have all these ideas, we just don't know how to put it in words.
Which sucks because that means that
yeah.
we aren't the best at talking, but we aren't the best at talking, right? And sometimes really weird things comes out of our mouths, which means that the best avenue for any sort of coherent idea sharing is through writing.
Exactly. Well, that's something that I can do. That's something you can do, probably. It's like I can write for crap.
Oof.
It's my my whole thing is I guess my whole thing is still explaining it in my own way. I explain it in such weird things, but I explain in a way that I hope people will understand. Like, oh, he means this. Oh, okay, I get it now. I do film, so so mostly when it comes to film and stuff, like when it comes to recording, say streaming even, makes it better for me to explain certain things. It takes a while. I'll probably go over my head, but I'll tend to just come back to it.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Going back to the idea of routine, by the way, right? Do you usually feel like irritated, but to an unnatural degree, if for whatever reason you had to break out of your a routine for whatever reason, and it can be something as mundane as, you know, like let's say you usually let's say usually decide weekends are the days that you don't do anything, and then suddenly someone decides, hey, let's go camping.
Yeah. I guess for me, I'm very, very picky. Is especially with my food. If something happens to a certain food that I've been eating for so long and they changed a bit, I'll get really pissed off. Some people just are just a little thing. They just took out one pickle, but you know,
I know.
it's not supposed to be like that. It's like
Yeah, exactly.
you tend to just yeah.
And and it's not like you feel annoyed or irritated. No, you actually feel pissed off. You know you shouldn't be this pissed off at something this small, but you are.
You get mad at the little things because you have so used to repetitive shit. You're so used to the same things. If something changes, you will notice it immediately, yo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You're just like, no, what? No, fuck you. Like, I can't deal with this.
Yep. Like, so, so knowing that, you know, that's of course there's a huge difference between young Marco and I guess adult Marco. Like, what would you feel has changed like during those years between between good old baby boobop Marco to loud and proud Marco Machina?
I guess young Marco was not exposed to a lot of things back then. Young Marco stayed in his shell a lot, and young Marco, after a few years after growing up, after going through so much, stuff, I guess he learned. He didn't suppress anything. You know, everything from young Marcos, what he has gone through, is still here. I guess he knows how to go through with it. Like there's something for you to, I guess, suppress it for a bit. You know how to survive with it. You know how to live with the things you have.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not that it's impossible. You tend to learn how to live with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Far more knowing how the situation for everyone is starting to learn more and more about autism and stuff. Like, but the hard part is still in this country is, when I guess when it comes to the education system, when you want to say something like, oh yeah, say your parents go to you just like, oh yeah, my son has so and so, they will just have the absolute look of confusion of what the hell is this person saying. Like, they don't get it. They don't get what you're trying to say, because to them you're just stupid. That's all. To them you're just stupid, and so they need to put extra things, but they don't know why. Like, they don't want to learn like all these reasons why this, why that, why this, why that. They just assume that you're just stupid. So I guess that's why it's hard for a lot of people to actually in Malaysia to know more about why is all of this mental, like, yes. See, I'm already slurring my words already. That's already a good example.
No, it's okay. Like, even though I run a podcast show, I do stumble over my words.
Yeah, sorry, it's mouth input lag. It's like yeah,
it is indeed mouth
people
input
don't
lag.
really try to get it. Yeah, people don't try to actually get to know more. They don't try to get to know more about, hey, maybe he's not stupid. Maybe we should just try to see what's this whole Asperger's thing is all about. Then we can, like, find out how are we can deal with his education. Like, for me, I can't write. So what did they do for me? They made me type instead, because typing is easier than writing.
Yes, very much yes.
Yeah. So that's why, because I can't hold a pencil. I can't, because my motor skills, because all these things affected my motor skills in my right side of my cranium right here. That means I can't hold a pencil for absolute crap. It's like as much as I try hard, it's a legit part of my brain does not let me. It's kind of like a false, cerebral palsy or something.
False refer.
Where
I wouldn't go that far.
I no no like false. It makes you feel that you can't hold a pencil,
Ah,
but
okay.
it's just your brain. It just makes you. It's like a false version of that, where your brain makes you feel that, you can't do this, you can't do that, because there's all the things that happen. I think it's to me. I think what I researched, it's called dysgraphia.
Ah, yeah. I've heard of it before. Dysgraphia.
Yep, that is something that yeah, it's weird because it's like, wow, Marco, you have so many things that affects you. It's like, yeah, you know, it's I
Yeah,
guess to be normal.
yeah, pretty much. Well, reeling it back to more lighthearted matters. Let's go back to obsessions, right? Like
Yeah.
the things that we obsess over. And by the way, to those of you watching, like when I say obsessions, I don't mean your typical, geeking out over like over something and going to cosplay conventions. No, when someone with autism is obsessed with something, we really do mean they jump straight into the rabbit hole.
You want to know? I was so obsessed with space so much when I was younger.
Dude,
I love
so
I
was
love
I.
every single thing about space. I'm still obsessed with space. Of the things I love, dinosaurs. I love
Right.
marine life, everything. But space is my number one thing.
Space.
Space is the thing that I'm so obsessed with it that my parents brought me to NASA once. It was just
Yo,
like
you went to
like
NASA?
it was because when I was still living in the States, we took a road trip all the way to Florida. So imagine I was from West Coast all the way to East Coast just to go to the Kennedy Space Center. And trust me, that my whole obsession thing went up the roof. I saw Saturn V, the exact
Oh my! You
rocket that
got to
went to the
see
moon.
Saturn V.
Saturn V was great. And shoot, my favorite thing is when I heard this was in the Smithsonian Museum of Air and Space
Yeah.
in Washington D.C. When I heard that Buzz Aldrin himself has an autograph session, I literally told my mom, "I'm skipping school. We're so going to go there." So my mom wrote a letter saying that, you know, Marco is absolutely sick. He can't go to class. When I'm taking a train all the way to DC just to see Buzz Aldrin.
Man, you had some cool
That's how
parents.
it's because my parents don't. Because my parents, surprising, both my parents also has dyslexia, so they
Ah,
are
okay.
also part of the spectrum too. So
They're part of the color wheel.
yeah, they're part of the color wheel too. So they kind of get it when it comes to me, because they know, like, yeah, he's like us and all. It's That's why it's like space. I have so many rocket models. My biggest obsession back then. I tend to make this model rocket fuel, and I just blast it off like every single time I can. Like, honestly, you could ask me any like space fact. Like, if you want to know that how much the Cat's Eye Nebula is actually happened, way back when, but we're just seeing about 10,000 years in the past of how it looks like.
Mm-hmm. You know,
Basically, anything about space, I'm like super obsessed with.
yeah. You know what? You know what? Now that you mention it, let's have an impromptu pop quiz, if you will.
All right, let's go.
All right. Impromptu pop quiz. What is the tallest mountain on Mars?
Son, Olympus Mons.
Ah, there we go. If you said Mount Olympus, I swear.
It's Olympus Mons.
All right. What is the name given to the asteroid belt?
The asteroid belt, the Cupido belt. Which one? The asteroid belt, or what do you mean the Cupido belt?
I think you mean the Kuiper belt, but yes, that's it.
The Kuiper belt, yeah, the Kuiper belt, yeah.
All right. So, when a comet approaches the solar system, it creates a tail. What is this tail consisted of?
The tail is let me just remember this again. The tail is basically it consists of dust, and the reason why it's illuminated by the sun.
Quite a sudden. All right. Last question. All right. What is the name of the probe that contains the disk of all of humanity's knowledge up until that point?
Oh, you mean the golden record?
Yes, the golden record.
That was Voyager, of course.
All right. Okay. You definitely know your stuff.
Voyager 1. Yep.
You definitely know your stuff. Only reason why I'm not questioning you on the more deeper
Physics.
deeper space thing is because while I like physics, I am not that well versed in physics.
If you're gonna ask me anything about physics, I'm gonna go full on nerd, man. Just like I'm gonna nerd out about
full on nerd. All right. Okay, you know.
just gonna full on nerd, and it's like, if you want to know, like, oh, here's another one for you. Just like, oh, Marco, what's the largest sun in like the whole universe? VY Canis Major.
All right. Okay. What is
That
okay?
is
You
the
know.
current
You know what? Let's keep this going because because he seemed to be kind of hyped up about this whole space deal.
Yeah.
All right.
This is like an example for all
All
you
right.
guys.
On the hierarchy of stars, what type of star is the hottest?
Neuron stars. Either neuron stars or the white dwarfs.
White dwarfs.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, and now dipping a little bit into some quantum mechanics. What
Hell yeah.
does the Schrodinger's cat thought experiment explain about quantum mechanics or quantum physics?
Okay, all right. That one is going a bit too far. That one I'm not too sure as well. I haven't gone into that deep hole about Schrodinger's cat's quantum mechanics yet. But I know it talks about the paradox of the quantum superposition, though.
Yes, that's pretty much it. Yeah, you got in one.
Oh, okay. So my physics thing was actually kind of right. I was just basically just like, okay, hammering it. I think I know this one.
All right. What does string theory entail?
Oh, string theory. That's what I remember. I was just reading about string theory. Let me see. String theory is basically a framework of where particle physics are replaced with one-dimensional objects called strings. Which means I guess the most dumbest way possible to say it. It shows about the other dimensions of interdimensionals of space-time continuums, shit like that.
I see. Like in the chat, Arman has provided a suggestion to the answer of Schrodinger's cat. Basically, the more you know of the position of an atom, the less you know the momentum and vice versa.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like it's more of a close but no cigar sort of deal because it's
kind of that.
Yeah, it's more like due to superpositioning. Like if you can think of a possibility of it existing in one place or another, it will be there, and
exactly.
And it could possibly be in two places at once unless observed.
Exactly.
Hence, the whole Schrodinger's cat thing. Like it's neither dead or alive until you open the box.
Mechanics. Exactly. It's the possibilities are there. Like anything could happen.
All right.
It's
so.
I guess. Oh, do you know that the sun is actually not yellow?
Yeah, pretty much. It's not yellow.
Yeah, the sun is basically like white. The reason why it's yellow is because of our atmosphere that actually makes it color. That's why we have sky is blue, but then it also turns the sun yellow. But it's actually, if you look at some photos from space, especially from the ISS, International Space Station, it's actually white in color.
Okay, now that I did not know the true color of the sun.
Yep, it's actually white in color. So technically, it's not considered a white dwarf. That's why when it calls white dwarf, that means a sun that its mass is so like small, but when it explodes, right, it will turn into a hypergiant or a red supergiant first, then it turns to a hypergiant, which it does implode to itself. That's how we're probably going to die in the next billion years, as when the sun actually just explodes.
Bold of you to assume the Earth would still be around in a billion years.
Bold of you to assume, but dang though, it's It's great. And did you know one thing?
Mhm.
The closest galaxy to us right now is the Andromeda galaxy.
Oh,
This one is one of my
is is
favorite things to talk
is,
about.
is this is this the one where it is predicted that in the next several billion years it will collide with the Milky Way?
Yep, it will collide with the Milky Way, which is the Andromeda galaxy. So that means in a few billion years, if somehow any humans is still alive, you can actually see the Andromeda galaxy coming close towards our position. And you can just see all the clusters just combined with each other, and it's really pretty.
Andromeda wants them milkers.
Andromeda, the Andromeda,
The
but it's kind of cool. It
Milktromeda.
becomes like a super galaxy.
Yeah. The super
But it,
galaxy. Speaking of like galaxies and whatnot, do you subscribe more to the big crunch theory, or
oh,
or
that one
the
is.
or like or the heat death theory, where it just keeps expanding until we reach
It's
entropy.
I fall towards more of the the big freeze, heat death the universe
Mhm.
kind of thing. Where it's because we're all just gonna keep on expanding till we just blow, because that's because if mass keeps decreases, right, it's like the kinetic energy will just still increase. That means like we will tend to just blow up if the mass if we keep getting bigger, our mass keeps getting smaller and smaller. We might be just like fuck, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Arman is
It's
a heat deather too.
yes. uh
What is this?
freaking hell.
What is this? The Church of Entropy?
Yes, just the law of thermodynamics. Yeah.
Yes. Thermodynamics. One of my favorite and least favorite things about physics back in school. I remember being very confused, when being told freezing is exothermic and boiling is endothermic.
Boiling is endothermic.
I mean, yeah, it makes
I was
it makes sense on the atomic level, but it's just something that's like, wait, so exo means it exudes heat. Freezing does that.
Yep,
I'm like, wait, what?
exactly. It's shoot, man. It's what else? I'm trying to remember any more like space facts that I remember.
You know what would be really crazy, right?
What?
Like, if it turns out that our universe is pretty much being walled off by some unknown force, and there's an entire larger universe, or maybe even an entire collection of universes that we just don't know, but we're being walled off.
Yeah. Have you ever heard about the possibility of a Dyson sphere?
Ah, yes.
If you know what
I
the
know.
Dyson sphere
Dude,
is.
I am into the Kardashev scale sort of deal.
Yes. As many people don't know on the chat, a Dyson sphere is basically, there was this one time where they were looking at, they were trying to look at another sun, and somehow they see a drop in luminescence. They're just like, wait. And it happens very, very consistently. So what they theorize, it's either something way bigger than that sun is blocking, blocking the luminescence, or there is a structure trying to gain energy from that said star. So, i.e., extraterrestrial, blah blah, conspiracy theories.
Which, knowing how light works, would be also oddly tragic as well, since there's several light years away, and what we're seeing is pretty much what they've been doing several light years, or even 700 light years in the past.
Before this, exactly.
Yeah, so for all we know, we might just be watching the rise and the eventual fall of a spacefaring civilization.
Exactly. There's also this one theory that it's a physical effect of how black holes could happen.
Mm-hmm.
A black hole, if our black hole, if the Milky Way is our very own black hole, decides to kablam or basically implodes on itself, it's probably going to be worse than a sun imploding on itself. Because remember, black holes basically eat more things. and they are basically heavy boys.
Heavy
So
boys,
once it becomes
they extra
once it
thick.
become, you know, it's like, if they actually implodes on itself, it might be not just a death of a certain planet, but maybe the whole galaxy, because of how big that certain black hole in the middle of our
The supermassive black hole.
galaxy is.
And Arman actually has a
Yeah.
really interesting question. Do you guys subscribe to the idea of a great filter?
Oh, the great filter. What was that again?
The great filters.
Was
The
that
great.
part of the? It's part of the Kardashev skill, right?
Like
It's like basically
it's not really part of the Carter skill, but it's part of the Fermi paradox.
Was it because of the whole trying to remember
Okay,
what was
the
that again?
the Fermi paradox, like in a nutshell, says that we are either we're either the only life forms in the universe, or we are not alone, and that we're the last life form standing in the universe.
Both are very scary.
Yeah, both are indeed very scary,
the
and that's why
possibilities.
the great filter comes from, where it is said that 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 there is a filter. It's not a physical filter, but that there is a filter, whether or not it's a physical or a spiritual thing, where once a civilization reaches a certain point, that it will face a mass extinction event and die off. Now, there and this is where the paradox also comes in, because it means either A, we have not reached that filter, which is great, but it also means that that we are so far behind, we have not reached the point where we're affected by the filter, or we have actually passed the filter, and we are all alone.
That is just scary. I don't know if you ever thought about this before. Have you ever thought that you sometimes wish that you could actually just explore the world even more, but then the length of a human life is too short? I feel that, like, when you see how what the future actually like has in front of you, like space and stuff, like, wow, dang, I really wish I could see all of those things.
Yeah, I get you. Like, I think at some point in my life, I also entertained the idea of immortality, or at least like a prolonged lifespan.
Yeah, just like, I really would like to see what happens, to the galaxy and everything on the basically every single little tiny part of the galaxy, because like we don't even like know so much about our galaxy. Look, man, if you look at how the Milky Way looks like, we are just really, really small in that really huge ass galaxy, and that is one galaxy. One galaxy is also another tiny thing in the whole observable universe.
And that's the thing. It's the observable universe.
It's the only thing we could see right now with all the technology we have currently.
I mean, look, for all we know, there's nothing past the observable universe, or this whole entire universe is pretty much an enclosure of sorts. And once we have the technology to see past it, we might even see a literal wall.
Literal wall just to see. It's literally an invisible wall in video games, but it's the galaxy itself.
An invisible wall, or like an Attack on Titan, wall Rose, wall Cena.
I just say it. Exactly. And do you actually know what is the largest structure in the whole universe?
What is it?
It's currently that we can see. The largest structure in the whole universe is basically this one wall. It's basically, when you say wall, it reminds me of this. It's called the Hercules Corona Borealis Great Wall.
The Hercules Corona Borealis Great Wall.
Yep. It's basically a huge wall of like clusters of stars.
Oh.
It's really, really, it's basically this, it's, if I would say in light years, it's about, if I remember it right, it's 10 billion light years in length. So it's quite of a humongous wall. That is literally around what I remember is currently in, of course, this in the Hercules constellation, which is about, it's in our galaxy, but then it's quite far off at the side. But it's just a huge cluster of, yeah, basically just a huge cluster of ship.
Huh. I
That
mean,
is like interesting to see
in a
on
way,
picture.
in a way, it kind of reminds me of like of this thing in DC Comics called the Source Wall.
Source wall, yeah, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, pretty much like pretty much like at the edge of the known universe. Like there's this wall made up of like made of petrified gods, deities, whatever. And it is said that nothing can get past the source wall. And nor can anyone know what
Sounds,
goes past it either.
yeah, walls.
Just source
Walls.
wall.
Walls, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Speaking of walls, Attack on Titan, which I believe is your current like anime obsession, right?
Oh yeah, I love Attack on Titan right now. I absolutely love anything Attack on Titan right now. Right, because right now after just coming back after so long.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like
It's,
and before we continue this whole Attack on Titan thing, first off, hello Sean, Ringo, welcome to the stream. And also, if you guys are invested in Attack on Titan and you do not want to hear spoilers, heads up,
leave.
massive spoilers are about to be discussed here.
Trust me, you're gonna have to maybe you're gonna have to hear spoilers from me, man.
Oh yeah, wait, not Attack on
I'm
Titans. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I know. Like, right. Where do I begin? Okay, so the tic tac of the Titan. Yes. Thank you, Ringo. Very cool. All right, where do I begin with like Attack on Titan? Right, like while I'm not as into Attack on Titan as I am into the Toho project, because that is where I have spent a good chunk of my life diving deep down into the rabbit hole and knowing a lot of other things that not a lot of people really know about. But Attack on Titan, though, especially after coming back to it after so long, I don't know, like it might actually be like a masterpiece, a masterclass, or of its own. A colossal titan,
It is.
if you will.
It's surprising because it's just everybody thought it was just a normal shonen anime. It's like,
Right?
wow, look at this! Like it's so shonen. Oh, I'm not gonna like this and stuff. So I was like, it's just gonna be another Naruto. It's gonna be another Dragon Ball. It's gonna be another of those like like shonen animes. It'll be that good, but whew, they Isayama just flipped everyone over, man.
Yeah, pretty much. And by the way, last warning, there are going to be massive spoilers of what they discussed. And if you're still here, well,
We're
congrats.
guessing that you want to hear the spoilers.
Like either you want to hear
or my theories.
yeah, either that or congratulations, you've read all the way up to chapter 137.
70. Yeah, with 138 coming in about 3 more weeks.
Woohoo! All right, so let's begin. Right, Attack on Titan starts off pretty schlocky shonen, I guess. Like I wouldn't say it's too shonen because it actually has the guts to show, well, guts flying around. Yeah.
I guess it's shonen. It's because I guess the reason why we say it's shonen in the first place is because it's basically big monsters, cool fighting moves and stuff. That's what people think it might be.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you look at the main cast, you've got your hot-headed, like shonen protagonist Eren Yeager, and then you have the strong, stoic, like childhood friend who is also a sister not related by blood in Mikasa Ackerman.
But also having a crush as well.
Oh, yes, of course.
It's like,
and then we have the wimpy, like the wimpy best friend in the form of Armin.
oh, what was what was that character from this one again? That character from Demon Slayer, was it the
Oh, Zenitsu.
blonde hair dude as well? Yeah, he's basically this.
He was this. He he was the
like,
Zenitsu before
is the
Zenitsu.
Armin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zenitsu was the Armin of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, pretty much. And hello, Snack. Senpai has noticed you. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, yeah. Zenitsu is the Armin of Demon Slayer, pretty much. I guess does that make Tanjiro the Eren Yeager of Demon Slayer?
If you read until the end of Demon Slayer, but I guess.
I mean, I say this without having not read the manga. So, for all I know, I might just be blowing smoke out of my ass.
Alright, go ahead.
Alright, so okay. And then of course, like after the attack, after the breaching of Wall Rose, there is the training arc, which is the staple of most shonen animes. You get to find cool new quirky characters and your neat little character traits like Sasha Potato Brown,
Horseface Jean,
totally not an idiot Connie,
Stoic Girl Annie,
Sirius Reiner, Pacifist Bertolt.
Stoic but clumsy Bertolt.
Yes, Pacifist Bertolt. Yep, and of course, too good for this sinful earth. Krista Lenz, before she was known by another name.
By another name we'll go through later.
Which we'll go through later. Then of course there's the hard-headed instructor. Ooh, he's so hard-headed.
Keith Shadis. Keith Shadis himself.
Keith Shadis. Yes. And I have to admit, like reading up until that point, I still wasn't really sold on Attack on Titan. I mean, sure, like the plot kept me going. I kind of want to see, Eren kill all the Titans, and see his journey towards killing all the Titans. I mean that's what most shonen things are, right? Like
it's just like
the shonen protagonist declares his intent in episode 1, like Deku is declaring like he wants to be the number one hero, or Naruto saying he wants to be the next Hokage.
Yep. Let's put in main antagonist of what we think from this point on. Colossal Titan.
Yes, the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan, right?
Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan. So everyone's like thinking, wow, Colossal Titan. It's like, who's this big baddie? Just like, he's probably the boss of the mafia boss of the Titans or something.
Right. And then the female Titan showed up.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, where was those two? Our female Titan showed up, and that's where we found out. No, before that, and then we have Eren being eaten.
Oh yeah.
Then suddenly, bada boo, Deus Ex Machina, he became a Titan.
Yep.
But how does he become a Titan?
Oh yeah.
Aha.
The secret lies in the basement, you see. At least that's what Eren thinks, because he remembers that was the last thing his dad told him. If he wants to know everything, he wants to know the truth, he must look into the basement. And
especially
exactly, and that is pretty much the constant, right, throughout all of Attack on Titan, at least up until a certain point, that Eren must be able to retake Wall Rose in order to enter the basement.
The basement. It's like the basement is the key point. It's basically the Dragon Balls of Attack on Titan. They have to get it. They have to get through the basement. But how they go through that? If all these other Titans going around, it's only it's kind of something fishy. Like, wow. So basically, these Titans are like mechas. So because that Annie girl, she's the female Titan. So Eren's not the only person who can transform to a Titan.
And then, oh no, Reiner's the Armored Titan, Berthol's the Colossal Titan.
That was like in season 2, and honestly, I wasn't surprised. I was watching it. I was like, well, they kind of look like they're Titans, and they
Kinda.
always are kind of sus.
They pretty much were, but it's not something anyone would have thought about until Eren turned into a Titan.
Yeah, just like, wait, if Eric is turned into a Titan, that means these Titans looks way more different than the rest of the Titans.
Right.
That means these guys are also what, quote unquote, Titan shifters.
Right, and that's the shift in the main antagonists, right? And suddenly it's no longer the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan. It's the Titan shifters.
The Titan shifters, but then still, people will still see Reiner and Bertel as the main antagonists.
Yep.
Then, when Mike Zacharias is going around in patrol, something pops up from the woods. What is that? What is that thing? Here comes the Beast Titan.
The
And
Beast
everyone's
Titan.
like, and what happens? What did the Beast Titan do? He talks. So it's like, oh shoot. So at this point on, Beast Titan main antagonist.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, who is the Beast Titan? He doesn't look human. I mean, sure, Titans already don't look very human, but he looks super not human.
Well,
He looks like monkey.
He's basically a monkey. He's basically a monkey, so yeah.
He's monkey.
He's monkey, so
He rejected humanity and returned to monkey.
exactly. So then the question is, right now, is there something more towards this whole Titan thing than usual now? Because everyone's like, where did these guys came from? Like, probably like, how did these guys become Titans and all? And then in the end of season 2, oh ho ho, here comes this bearded man that just came out from the Beast Titan. He doesn't look like he doesn't look like anyone from LDL.
Oh, I think you might be skipping ahead a bit. Like, LDL wasn't a thing yet.
Oh yeah.
LDL
parody.
LDL parody wasn't really known yet because
it's just known as people of parody.
No. Even before that, right? Because sure, the Beast Titan was already made known, but Eren has yet to enter the basement.
Yeah, yes. The Beast Titan made known. Then yada yada yada. Bearded man comes in, says to the Armored and Colossal, hey, we need to get Eren. Why? Just get Eren.
Yeah, just get Eren. And blitzing through what is essentially a very long arc of Eren plugging up a wall and then Beast Titan just destroying rock.
Don't forget we also have the also the one thing about what the hell is this? Why is Krista Lenz doing something weird? Why is she much more uncomfortable?
Yes, that too. Why she much more uncomfortable? And
So
then turns out her name isn't Krista, it's Historia.
Historia, Reese. It's like, why did she name herself Krista in the first place? So it turns out, Historia is actually part of the royal family of Paradis. Wait, what? I thought there was a king of Paradis.
Yeah.
That king was a fake.
Yeah, exactly. And again, remember, up until this point, no one really knows the name Paradis yet, because even in the part where I know we're jumping back and forth in timelines here, but even at the point, right, where where Historia meets with her father Rod Rice, and makes contact with Eren and sees all the memories. The whole idea of the island of Paradis wasn't made known yet, although arguably Eren already knew from the around the time where Historia was crowned the new queen of the walls.
Yep.
And then of course Eren enters the basement, and turns out the secret is found in these books, and in these books they see their very first photograph, and then suddenly the readers and anime watchers at this point are thrust into the eyes of a very young Grisha Jaeger.
Yes.
Uh,
Grisha Jaeger, Aaron's dad, was not from, the
no,
place that he
no,
was.
because
Nope, he's not.
no,
He's from the other side of the ocean?
of the ocean. Like what? Like Aaron's already losing his shit. All right, the ocean's real.
The ocean's real, but there's also people outside the ocean. We're not. So, okay, this is at the point where people, even the ads, even the commercials say, Attack on Titan, they are the last, hope for humanity. Ha! They think that they're the only humans around.
Say, wait a minute. All right, see you, Kiwami. Thanks for stopping by. Start of your stream.
It's like, suddenly, it's like a whole, wait, what the hell? When did all these things happen? I thought they're supposed to know, like, how do we defeat the Titans or anything? No. The thing is, right, the Titans are actually actual human beings. Even the weird Titans, they would turn into Titans. They were actually okay. Now we're introducing the whole concept of Eldians now.
Oh, what is an Eldian? What is a Marleyan? And I still remember when the whole Eldian chapter came about. There was a lot of controversy over Twitter. Like people were kicking up a stink over the whole Eldian thing, and they were accusing Isayama of being of being a Nazi of all things. Because because if you look at it a certain way, the idea of a majority people suppressing a minority and then categorizing them with tags, right, or armbands, suddenly paints a very uncomfortable parallel with a certain event in history.
Exactly. That day.
Yeah, and of course a lot of this thing was getting kicked up because because it's pretty much insinuating that these minorities, these Eldians, right, are also evil because they can turn into Titans. And Twitter pretty much took that to insinuate something else.
Exactly. So it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? It's like, so everybody thought after the whole basement thing, everything's gonna be over. Why? Colossal Titans is dead.
Yeah.
Their armor has been defeated. Beast has been defeated. But wait. The beast and armor went away.
Yeah, they went away, and they've also overthrown the government. They have a new queen. Things are looking up, for all these people over the walls.
Well, then it's like, wait a minute, this is weird. Wait, what the fuck? It's like, okay, why are there actually why are there other things around? Why are things so bad? And so, oh yeah, you haven't told them yet. Zeke Jaeger, yes. The Beast Titan is a Jaeger himself.
Oh boy.
The half brother of Eren freaking Jaeger.
Pretty much, yeah.
So this boosts more the possibility that, holy crap, Zeke is the main antagonist of Attack on Titan at this point.
Yeah, because the basement arc also told us, the life and times of Grisha Jaeger, and it really drove the point home that their son Zeke pretty much betrayed them and reported them to the Marleyan authorities.
Right, so
which plants this idea, right? Okay, so the real antagonist is still the Beast Titan, right? So nothing much has really changed, except the Beast Titan is part of this bigger world that is apparently out to kill any anyone that is related to the island of Paradis, or just aliens in general.
Right. It's like then it was like, holy crap, what's going on with Attack on Titan now? It's like, but then a few chapters later, enter chapter 91, the other side of the ocean. Now that is another confusing thing.
Yep, there's another confusing thing because up until a certain chapter where we finally get to see Eren again, Isayama never tells you that this takes place several years into the future. Like several years from the moment of the basement arc. He never tells you that. I mean, sure, he hints at it through, this very very scruffy looking Reiner. And
yeah, it's like, no, yeah, everyone's like, wait, why did they look older now? It's like, so apparently it's 5 years into the future. Time skip time.
And yeah, sure, it's really interesting. You get to find out that Reiner has all sorts of problems. He has PTSD. He has survivor's guilt. He has, well, a whole lot of other guilt as well because he realizes that the people of the island are not the devils that he thought they were. And then of course there's this plot line with with his nephew, I think, Falco. Or is it Gabby?
Who?
Right.
This one. Gabby is the nephew of Reiner.
Okay, niece then.
Niece of Reiner.
Yeah,
niece of Reiner.
Reiner's niece, right? There's this whole like plotline between Gabby and Falco, and how they're all in awe of of wanting to become chosen Eldians, and Falco wanting to steal the right away from Gabby in order to inherit the power of, was it the Jaw Titan or was it the Armored Titan? I forgot.
Sure.
Anyways, not really that important. Point is, like, Falco cares a lot for Gabby to the point where he tries his darn best to best her at everything in order just so that she won't have to take up the right of one of the 9 Titans.
Yep. In order for them to actually, we haven't told them about what the 9 Titans are. Okay.
Oh yeah, true. All right, so again, we are all over the place. We apologize. We are two autistic people. We're not really known for coherent trains of thought.
Yeah. So 9 Titans. Basically, whatever Eren was, whatever Bertold was, whatever Reiner is, they're part of the 9 Titans, which in turn came from the founding Titan. Founding Titan? What the hell is that? So, Grisha, Eren's dad. Okay, Founding Titan. Let's give it a backstory about the Founding Titan. The Founding Titan is basically the first ever Titan that was ever created. So they theorized, oh yeah, it's this little girl named Ymir. This goddess of a girl who is like amazing. Oh wow, Ymir. It's like she must be a really nice person who were given the power to become.
She's either really nice. She's either really nice or really evil, according depending on which point of view you look at. Yes.
Like look up at the Marlians, everyone's getting, oh my god, the devils. It's like,
devil's advocate. Eldians be like, she's been blessed by the goddess.
Blessed by the goddess. That Ymir split her powers to 9 Titans, which there was the Attack Titan, which is Eren's Titan, the Armored Titan, which is Reiner's Titan, Colossal, Armin's now. It's Armin's Titan because Armin ate Bertolt.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else? Then there is the Jaw Titan, who was once was by Porgo.
Yeah, and we first see the Jaw Titan, during this whole 5-year time skip. That's where we first see the Jaw Titan.
Well, we first saw Jaw Titan with the other Ymir, remember?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, don't forget that the other Ymir was the Jaw Titan too. So we have, the Attack Titan, the Founding Titan, which is now in Eren. Because that okay, let me just the founding titan can only be used by anyone who is part of the royal blood, which means the royal family, which means Historia's type of thing. So if you're not part of a royal blood, you can't use the founding titan. So what did Grisha, Aaron's dad, did? He stole the founding titan by eating, the current holder during that time, which is the, it's the big sister of, Historia.
Mhm.
And for once, then it's like, wow. So now it's useless because Grisha has no royal blood. Then Aaron ate Grisha, so now Aaron has no royal blood. So how is he gonna use,
Yep.
that titan?
Yeah, and up until that point, sorry. Up until that point, again, like Aaron doesn't know this, right? He doesn't notice, and even like after, like he pretty much declares war on Marley, smashes everything around in the most beautiful acts of war I've ever seen. War crimes everywhere. And yeah, like he doesn't know this until, again, like we're jumping all over the place here, and then he finds out, Zeke is actually a good guy, sort of.
Sort of. I think you should explain that part.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Up like that during the time skip, right? Like Zeke is still seen during, doing his whole Zeke thing. He does his monkey thing, throwing rocks around, being all smart and stuff. But then there's the reveal that a disabled man that Falco keeps talking to at the mental institute is actually Aaron, and Aaron is actually fine and dandy. He's just infiltrating for whatever reason.
Yep,
and then the declaration. And then the declaration of war happens. Declaration of war.
We gotta move on with this quick. Yeah.
I
So
know.
basically, Aaron now looks depresso espresso. He looks like he hasn't seen the day out of the sun at all. Long hair, beard, looks messed up as hell. So Aaron declares war on Marley because Marley sees Eldians as what? As devils.
Yes.
So what does Aaron do? He commits terrorism.
He commits terrorism, or as Marco likes to call him now, Osama bin Yeager.
Osama bin Yeager.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He killed kids and people. All right. At this point, people are like, wait, isn't this a show about killing titans? Well, yeah.
Yes, Aurora. But now we went that far.
Yeah. So now he's like stomping on motherfuckers, killing kids, and casualties. Gabby killed Sasha.
No, Potato Girl.
Potato Girl is dead. Got shot in the chest.
Yep, with no fanfare either.
Yep, with no epic death, just getting shot by a little girl.
No final death speech or anything. She just keels over and dies.
Keels over and dies. So let's move on. So now Aaron got arrested for terrorism again.
Although this time it's not really terrorism charges, but more like
he broke the rules.
He broke the rules, and he's ultra sus.
Yeah. He refused to do all this stuff. Basically, they just contained him in the cell.
Yeah, and it is here we get to learn that the attack on Marley is all Aaron. All right, he never told any of his friends of this, except for all the times that he sent letters.
Yeah, he literally just went in and just say, "Hey, I'm gonna attack this one city just because they hate us." Wait, and Armin, I want you to literally nuke the crap out of them. I want to see that nuke. It's like, Armin, I want you to go to that port and nuke as hard as you can, and I want you to see dead bodies of Marlians over there. And that is what Armin did. He nuked the crap out of them. Armin stole the Warhammer Titan now. So now he has 3 Titan powers. He's the Attack Titan, the Founding Titan, and the Warhammer Titan, which is probably the coolest Titan ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you could create any single weapon.
Exactly.
Like,
And it is here we know that Zeke is not the bad guy. Sort of. Because
he was all this time he's been with Reiner and Bertel. He was actually he wanted to betray them anyways. He just wanted to get Eren.
He really just wants Eren.
Because why? Because may I introduce you to please no have sex anymore, Zeke Yeager.
The virgin Zeke Yeager.
The virgin that make everyone a virgin plan.
The incel Yeager.
So Zeke Yeager's mom, basically this is Eren's half brother. Zeke's mom is part of the royal blood. Eren has the founding titan. You get where I'm going here? If Eren touches Zeke, or basically goes close to Zeke, he can gain the power of the founding titan. And what Zeke wants to do is, in order for them to get rid of the titans forever, is to literally cut, not make them reproduce. What they infuse, like enthusiasm, like what?
Eren does what?
Euthanize. Basically, he wants to euthanize all of the audience.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eren just needs to just be in close proximity of Zeke.
Yep, and Eren does what to Zeke? He doesn't really do much to Zeke, really.
Yeah.
Because now like it's pretty much like Eren just wants to talk to Zeke, the arc.
Exactly. And now, Eren after that broke out of prison, started his own terrorist faction called the Jaegerist. Yep. Literally made it his own faction.
And ironically enough, led by the very same person who objected to Armin being given Titan powers over over good old Sasageo Smith.
Yep. King Floch himself.
Yep.
We call him King Floch. Because King Floch. So Floch, he is he's pro Jaegerist, so he's pro Jaeger.
Yeah, he's pro Jaeger.
So now he has a group of friends all just trying to get him to Zeke as much as he can, while Zeke is stuck in the forest because Levi thought it would be the best way to keep a monkey in the forest,
surrounded by titans. Yes.
Yeah, but Zeke had this one plan of basically making every single higher up in Eldia drink his wine. Technically, he put his spinal fluid into drinks, i.e. now if Zeke has this power, if he screams out loud, they can turn into titans. The people around him turn into titans.
Provided they consume. Yes.
Provided they have the spinal fluid of Zeke inside him. So who has Zeke's spinal fluid? We have all the higher ups of the military police. Almost all of them drank the fluid, and even little child Falco, but he didn't drink it. It was accidentally went to his mouth.
Yep, and also poor Commander Pixis.
No. Mustache Boy is gone.
Oh, Mustache Boy. Yes. And then of course, a lot of things happen, people die, and then Marley invades Paradis, shit's about to go down, Eren about to meet Zeke, but then Gabby comes in clutch with the
360 no scope
anti-material rifle. No, you cannot tell me otherwise. Call it what you want. You might want to convince me it's called an anti-Titan rifle, but I know an anti-material rifle when I see one.
So Eren gets decapitated.
He gets decapitated with a 50 cal, essentially.
A 50 cal, shot him right in the neck. Eren is technically dying.
Yeah, dying, not dead.
And dying. He's not dead yet, but Deus Ex Machina says, "May the head fall into Zeke's hand."
And so it did.
And thus started the Paths arc, the small tiny sub arc.
Yeah,
the
a small
Paths.
tiny suburb, yes, where 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 Zeke appears to be chained up, and Aaron's about to do his thing. Zeke tells him, yeah, you want to go through with this crazy plan, right? Where we just castrate like
Every single alien,
every single
including
alien.
yourself.
Yep.
Like, including
So
Aaron
that
himself.
yeah, exactly. So that they can never have children and just slowly die out in order to achieve world peace.
Then Aaron was like, nah.
And then
Then Zeke was like, this is all because of Dad, right?
yeah,
Dad makes you think this way.
yeah. And then Zeke also does a reverse Uno card and then goes, haha, you thought I was the one in chains? No, you're the one in chains.
Change. And say, let me show you of how your dad has, of how our dad, like, brainwashed us. So they went back in time because that's apparently the power of the founding titan. They can go back in time and literally see what the past is like. So what Zeke found out was Zeke was influenced by the dad. Aaron was not. He assumed that he was influenced by the dad too, but nope. Aaron was born, a troubled child.
No, although more accurately, okay, and this like dipping into theory territory. Aaron was influenced by Aaron.
Aaron was influenced by Aaron. Literally, whatever happened in the Attack on Titan manga, from start to finish, is all by the will of Aaron.
And suddenly every Deus Ex Machina isn't a Deus Ex Machina anymore. It's Aaron.
Deus Ex Machina is Aaron. It's Aaron Ex Machina.
It's all Aaron.
It's all Aaron. That means from whatever happens, anyone who died is all by the will of Aaron. He knows what will happen. He knows what's going on. He made sure that thing actually happens. So, there you go. Your true ending of the final obstacle in this whole manga. It's Aaron himself.
Yep. Pretty
So
much.
now, what does Aaron did? He basically used Zeke to get to Ymir, which is basically the founding titan, to just tell her, hey, I kind of want to destroy the world now. And Zeke was like,
No, you can't. No, you can't destroy the
no,
world.
no, no, wait, come at me again? Destroying the world? Wait, when did this happen? When did your obsession, wait, what? like, then everyone's like, aha. So here's the thing. Attack on Titan is famous for their walls, right? Their walls are made out of titans. There are titans inside the walls.
And this and
the walls
this is
are
something
pretty
that
big.
and this is something that everyone knows up until that point. Like, yes, there are titans in the walls, and that's what the whole hardening Aaron plot came about. But yes,
Yeah.
but titans are in the walls, and essentially what Aaron wants to do is awaken the titans that lie in the walls. And these are no ordinary titans. These are all fuck off massive colossal titans. All of them that make up the walls.
So now they are trying to just literally stomp the world to death.
Yep.
So what they call it
The
rumbling.
Not very creative, I know, but hey.
But honestly, imagine back then when you're reading the first chapter, you saw one colossal titan. Now you have thousands of them. In the end, it just literally went full circle. Oh yeah, and Aaron became a giant dinosaur-looking thing.
Oh yeah, that.
So Aaron has a youth titan form, which looks like a creepy caterpillar.
Creepy bony caterpillar, if I may.
Creepy bony caterpillar, like.
Yep. And now it's time for our new protagonists, namely Aaron's old friends, and Gabby, and whoever
and
Falco, to try their best and stop Aaron.
Oh yeah, at this point, Falco's a Titan already. He's the Jaw Titan now.
He's the new Jaw Titan, yeah.
Slash Beast Titan. Because he's basically a bird now.
So
Imagine being so accurate to your name as Falco, and then you get to turn into a bird.
remember that one official that was bored of his skull that just goes, I wonder if there's a Titan with wings.
Everyone is literally that whole bloody like arc is literally just talking about, dang, I wish Titans could fly.
Yeah, I wish Titans could fly, or you know, like, or if we're talking about that specific part of the arc, pretty much, we need to get this plane flying.
Oh, we can't fly. So how did we? So basically, now Falco can fly. He's literally a bird.
Hooray! And of course, there's more that can be set up that like from this point onwards, but it's also getting closer to where the manga like
Current chapter is.
the current chapter is at 137. So, theory time.
Fury time! Yay! What's going on in chapter 138?
What's going on chapter 138? Who knows? Who knows? And yes, Aurora is indeed the worst name for a terrorist cell, the Jaegerists. Now, when we're talking about theories, right? Like one I really like to entertain is a theory that the entirety of Attack on Titan, you know, the tale of the Attack Titan, is pretty much Eren going through this time loop.
Yep, we're going through time.
Going through time, right? Yeah, and in a way it makes sense because why would all of these people in Eren's life that would have never known a Mikasa or an Armin place a lot of emphasis on saving Mikasa and Armin?
Exactly.
Yeah,
But then,
and of course, and if the Attack Titan, right, is beholden to no one, and he can see all the outcomes, past, present, and future, why does he still stick with the whole destruction of the world thing? Because chances are he might have tried every other avenue, and that's the only one that works.
exactly. Freaking. But I still think that, yeah, everyone thought like, oh my god, did they kill Eren? Remember, Eren has the fucking Warhammer Titan. Literally, he can remote control his own Titan now. So he's probably back home.
Yep.
He's probably back home in Paradis, just vibing his way out of this shit. And literally just like, you know, hey, you know what? Yeah. Oh yeah. And Historia's pregnant.
That too. Although I think I think there was another theory that said that Historia was.
And Zeke's dead.
Yeah, the Historia was the actual like catalyst that got Eren to continue on his path of destruction.
Historia was the one that actually like you know told Eren, hey, Rumbling, let's go.
Yeah, I know, Aurora. This lore is indeed mind-boggling. Like I wish I had a tenth of Isayama's planning prowess when it comes to storytelling.
So, but the funny thing is, right, Isayama apparently knew how the story was gonna end from the start. He literally knew what he wants to do. That he spoiled the whole manga in an like, you know, in an anime ending years before the chapter even comes out. Imagine we're just spoiling manga readers before the manga even comes out.
Right. Like he saw the trend of anime watchers getting spoiled by manga readers. He took a look at that and said, I am going to do what's known as a pro gamer move.
And proceeds to spoil the whole manga in the second season of Attack on Titan.
And no one knows.
3 to 4 years before the actual plot of that certain chapter comes out.
Right, and no one would know. No one knows either. Like all anyone knew was that it's some cryptic symbolism that Isayama is trying to put in. And it turns out, no,
Exactly.
it's not cryptic symbolism. It's literally how the founding Titan came to be and how it split into 9 Titans.
Exactly. Like shut up, man. Like
Exactly. In the season where people are still, freaking out over Titan shifters.
exactly what I was like. Shoot, man. Every time I was thinking about like how much the whole series has changed just because of like one bloody basement scene and just like, oh, oh, oh no.
Yep. Suddenly, like, that basement scene pretty much shifted the entire narrative from, we must clear the world of Titans to we are not alone in this world and the world hates us.
Exactly. It's like, God, fuck, man.
Attack on Titan.
I'm just
pretty
scared
much-
to wait. Just
I know.
2 more chapters left, man.
I
2 more
know.
chapters left.
2 more chapters. Oh god.
Yeah.
Attack on
2 more chapters left.
And to think this is the same story that started out being some schlocky, gory shonen.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be like
No,
that?
although to be fair,
You are
that
absolutely-
the dream sequence in episode 1 suddenly has a lot more meaning. A lot more meaning.
Right. Like, God, fuck. But then, shoot.
Because
One day-
remember, he wakes up from that dream
yeah.
asking Mikasa, why is her hair suddenly long or suddenly short? Either one.
Alright. This was from chapter 1. Jeez. Everything was all planned out to what Aaron's will, man.
Right, it's crazy.
You know, we should do this again and just like, just talk about after the manga finishes. It's like,
Oh
what
yeah,
do you think, like,
definitely. So I won't. I guess I won't.
it's gonna be on it.
I guess I won't call it Attack on Autism Season 2 Electric Boogaloo. No, wouldn't, because we already
It's
talked
just
at
gonna
length about
be
Autism.
like, it's just be like, yeah, it's gonna be like, oh, what did Isiyama this? What is Isiyama thinking now?
Yeah, what's he doing? Yeah, I know. I guess by that point, it would just be two Aspergers nerding out over Attack on Titan.
Exactly. Oh man.
Ah,
Yeah,
man.
we're going on and on.
Yeah, we are going on and on. And you know what? Before we cap it off for tonight, right? Aside from Attack on Titan, what sort of anime are you into?
Oh hell yeah, Dorohedoro.
Dorohedoro. Like, is it any good?
Dorohedoro, it's don't mind the gore. But it's a wholesome buddy show. There's no really villains or good guys or bad guys as well. But at the same time, it's a wholesome show. Really makes you feel like, oh man, I appreciate my friends.
Aw.
It's crazy. It's a fucking bizarre whole series, but then it's like, it's really worth it.
Yeah, it is. It is really worth it. Yeah, pretty much. So with that, we can call it a night for tonight's podcast. So, Marco, do you have anything that you wish to shout out?
See, is there anything that I need to shout out now? So yeah, Friday will be fanfiction reading. That will definitely be a thing. With Aurora, we'll be like doing fanfiction reading again on Fridays. Oh boy, it's gonna be another like hammering night of just us reading stupid shit. Another thing that we're doing as well is I might and might not release my fucking let's see, Dr. Seuss rap that I'm planning to do, depending on if I like it or not.
A Dr. Seuss rap. Is that what I'm hearing?
Trust me, it's good. Just wait for it.
Is it Fox on Knox?
No, man, have you heard of one fish, two fish, three fish, four fish?
Oh damn!
One
Dude,
fish,
he going
two fish,
for the
three
fishes
fish,
now.
four fish.
We sleeping with the
Going
fishes.
for the fishes. It sounds really, really badass. Honestly, that's probably going to happen soon. It's We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. My schedule is a bit on the edge right now because I have many other things that I need to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, stay tuned on my Twitter where I just post
Oh yeah,
random.
and speaking of Twitter, here is Marco's Twitter. I'm gonna post it in the chat.
Yeah, you just follow me on
And
Twitter.
by the way, Marco also streams on Twitch. And if you look down in the
Yeah,
if you look
no,
down
just not Twitch. Yeah,
in the description below, you will find the link to Marco's Twitch. So, is there anything else that
Yeah.
they want to shout out?
Let's see. No, nothing much. Just we'll see what's the plan now. I don't want to like push my buttons too much right now
Fair enough.
because I might not actually do it.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
so yeah, you can just follow me on my Twitch. You can always watch my. Oh yeah, I need to stream 3 more days to get affiliates.
Oh, yeah.
So I might do random streams. I might do nothing at all, but just talk. I'm just trying to get my days up. That's the thing.
Well, you heard it, folks. Help a guy out getting affiliate, yeah?
Yeah, I just need to stream for 3 more days. That's what they told me to do.
All right, 3 more days. You can do it. You can do it, my man.
Three more days. 3 more days. I might just come out and just like basically do some weird crap just to get me to feel affiliate for 3 days straight.
Yeah, pretty much. And as for myself, in terms of shouting out, Friday I will also be joining in the wonderful fan fiction reading that is going to be hosted by none other than Marco, along with Aurora.
Yep. Aurora and Nix would be with me reading fan fiction.
Oh boy.
And we're gonna probably burn our ears again.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you don't mind, if I stream the whole thing as well, will you?
Oh no, I don't mind. Go ahead,
Right,
knock yourself out.
Yeah, thanks. And also, tomorrow I will be streaming the continuation of Hotline Miami, where I will tackle it again. This time as a PNG because I do not want my frames to drop while playing Hotline Miami of all things.
So PNG tuber tomorrow?
Yep, PNG tuber tomorrow.
Right.
And so if you're looking forward to your boy engaging in some good old neon tinted ultra violence, come on over tomorrow, same time as tonight's stream, 9:15 p.m. Let's say GMT.
Exactly.
Let's say GMT. And Marco, thank you so much for coming onto the stream. It's been a pleasure having
thanks
you.
for inviting. Thanks for inviting me, man. Like always a pleasure. Hope we can do this again.
Oh yeah, definitely. We are doing this. And thank you everyone that decided to stop by and stuck around till the end of the stream. I really wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Sincerely. Alright, and with that, I shall bid everyone good night and selamat malam.
See ya, Jack. Good night. Stream's over. Go home.
See ya, stream's over.